we wanted to do a recap of the case studies we've done. I think it's good for our clients and leads or just anybody interested to see what we've been working on and where we are. And it's also good for us to do a little bit of a check, midpoint. So these are not, let's say that not all of these case studies are final. Some of them are in progress, and we wanted to tell you where we are and how far we want to go. Some of the case studies are going to take a long time, obviously, because they're very big projects with our clients. So a little bit about us. So we've been working in innovation consultancy, from digital part and marketing part since 2010 and probably a bit earlier. We worked on AI, on SaaS, on many different projects, and for various clients from Germany and Belgium, Italy. But only in 2020 we decided to focus fully on open innovation. So we really liked it once we understood it, and it reflects our values and our vision for our clients and the world. So we adopted it to 2020 fully, and we agreed this is what we are doing. So 21 we launched OpenInnovation.me, the platform. 22 we did the first case study. In 23 we launched the OpenOS white label solution, which allows us to make more portals, enter more industries and markets. And this year we recently started a partner program. So these are the main steps in how we develop our business. Our mission is that everyone everywhere can benefit from open innovation. So we want open innovation in hospitals in Germany, in restaurants in China, in IT in startups in America, everywhere, Africa, everywhere, and we created a system that enables that. That's how we saw it in the start. We don't believe there's going to be one platform for the entire world. That's not going to happen. We believe we should work with local partners and develop their local markets. So our press, we had amazing support recently in the last year. Also, thanks to Nicola Bacchetta, welcome. We worked together. So the case study with Nicola Bacchetta with FIOM was amazing. So we presented it in the biggest conference, and in Confindustria, and we got a lot of press support. Actually, this is the project in my career that had the most support so far. So really amazing from clients, from press, from everybody else. Hi, Gianluca. Welcome. And for those who don't know, this is how OpenInnovation.me works. So we optimize our method so we can easily develop it and install it anywhere. So it works easily for innovators, for managers, meaning companies, and so it's easily installed. For example, we don't process payments. So, the rewards. So we let the companies pay innovators directly so we can install things very quickly. So basically open innovation works with a company publishing an opportunity, which is basically a question, description of a problem, and a question, a request. Sorry, Filippo, you want to say something? No.
Sorry.
Yeah. So, and then companies should promote that or just email, innovators or define innovators. This is where we have to help a little bit with consulting. Innovators add innovations. Company evaluates them in a separate system. They reward the ones that they consider good. Again, we don't favor competitions. We really don't like competitions, meaning we don't want 1,000 people to apply and then one gets a reward, or 10 people to apply, one gets a reward. We work in a system where every good idea should be rewarded with some amount of money. And again, we notice that for innovators, it's not so much about money. It's money represents respect that their idea is valuable, that their idea is going to be, is accepted, that they have something to share, and this is very important. And then, of course, innovations can be implemented after that in a product or not. There is no obligation, but basically, if the company collects more and more ideas, the better it is. So benefits of open innovation. I'm going to send you all this PDF, and I already shared it. There is, I think, numerous, but I think the best one that we like the most is not really directly related to innovating products, making products better, but is about improving relationships. Because when your customers and users, clients use open innovation, this is the highest level of I think, participation. I think it's even more important than purchasing. Of course, company wants clients to purchase, but when clients and end users and customers take so much interest that they really write, they think about your products, about your business, and they write something, they send you something openly. They say, here is my idea how you can work better. This is not, open innovation is not about criticism, it's about really giving you an idea, a suggestion how to do something better. This is really the best relationship you can have. And it really does miracles, it's really great. So it improves brand position, if you want to use the brand strategy terminology, builds trust, etc. Obviously, it creates more value, more competitive, increased innovation, culture, training, everything is better, because it's just a better way to relate to people. It's just, instead of telling them buy, or I'm the smartest, you ask them, hey, I can do these things well, but I need a little bit of help with these things. And then people, customers, clients really react very well to that, So that's our idea. Obviously, about these things, I can write a 200-page book, but I'll just keep it straight to the case studies. So we have 6 case studies, and we rate them for this presentation on these 3 parameters. So ownership means that, ciao Carla, ciao Alex. Ownership works where a company really takes ownership of the software, of the concept, which is what Nicola Bacchetta, he's with us. He really did great. He taught us this, that he really found his own way to use openinnovation.me, that works perfectly for him. So we are not going to a company and saying this is how you should use it, but the people in the company, they understand how to use it, they come up with their own way, and it really works well. This is the best way, if they create ownership. Obviously, that is not obligatory, but it's the best option. And there is always a little bit of mix. We suggest processes, we stimulate that creativity, and the company eventually figures out their own way, because each brand is unique and they should use it in their own way. Openness is a parameter where a company just doesn't control things so much. So it's just open, and then things happen a little bit out of control in a positive way, randomly. Like they get suggestions that they never could imagine from people they don't know. So obviously, when we start campaigning and we try to look for innovators and we negotiate and all those things, there is a certain level of control. But it's also good to not have that control a little bit, to be open. So our software supports that. So we make sure that the company is completely open. But obviously, the management also has to work in that way. So it should not be always closed, like a single opportunity only for few people, stuff like that. So we really like when it's open and it doesn't cost anything. It's not a risk. And holistic, meaning when open innovation has a positive effect across the entire company. So if you do a single opportunity, or what academics call challenge, and you focus it on a single product feature with a closed group, that can work out well for that product. But we really saw that open innovation can have a transformative effect on the entire company or relationship with clients. So the more holistic effect it has, the better it is. So this is how we were kind of evaluating all the case studies. And we have this progress bar, which is where, let's say, a process can start and finish. Obviously, it's never finished. Open innovation is something that's always open, in our opinion, and companies should always, start and finish projects. But open innovation as a relationship is always open. So it starts with research and training, meaning figuring out which direction to take, doing tests, publishing the opportunity, inviting innovators, promoting, having some kind of a meeting if it's necessary with the innovators to explain, maybe to relax them a bit, because digital alone in some cases doesn't work. Innovations are added, rewards are given, then there is a product impact. Product is changed in some way, or something else in the company, or a service or something else is changed in some way, and then that results in market presence of that idea, of that co-creation, that value that was created. It ends up on the market, So that's kind of like a simplified the process. Obviously, that process is like all over the place. Sometimes is a week, sometimes is a year. So, it happens. So it goes all over the place. So, okay, this is the first one. We removed the logos because we want to focus on what is going on, but this is obviously with the help of Nicola Bacchetta, FIAM. And this is really amazing. What Nicola came up with is to use open innovation as part of a B2B service, where anybody that is using his products, and his products are factory tools, and they're used by factory operators. So the factory operators can send the suggestions directly through our software to the product design team. And this is a great solution for a problem that I've seen in many industries. Recently, I spoke to a friend in biotech who also has that problem for lab equipment. This is a serious problem where the feedback from the tools that are used by operators or anybody else in the factory is usually collected by the client company. They put it in PowerPoints, in documents, they filter it, they censor it, then maybe eventually or never they send it back to the company that is actually producing. So those innovations and feedback from people actually using, they never go to the people who are actually designing the products. And that's a serious issue, I think, in B2B relationships. In multiple industries. And, I want to just say thank you, Nicola, for, you basically invented this way of using OpenInnovation.me and Open Innovation in general, to improve overall B2B relationships, across all industries, So, and we presented this case study at World Open Innovation Conference last year. Everybody said, like, this is a new thing, it's a great idea. And, so I rated it openness a bit lower because it does require that we talk to the B2B client and establish relationship. It's not open to everybody, but that's the nature because it's part of a B2B relationship already. It's not a completely open. So in this case study, we went all the way to the market presence. To my knowledge, FIAM did make changes to the products, and they are on the they are available. Okay, designing products with clients. So this is a company in Italy as well, where they are under, let's say, they need to be competitive, and their products are not so technologically complex, and they don't have patents. So the products are very vulnerable, And so they were also using customizations, consulting to increase value offered to clients to be more competitive. And we suggested to them, and they immediately understood that they should use Open Innovation because their competitors are very aggressive in testing different ways how to compete. So we suggested Open Innovation. They said, okay, let's give it a try. Let's do it. And they understood it. We actually rebranded the company as with a slogan that suggests, co-innovation, co-value creation with their clients. And we, prepared them, did the presentation, all the meetings, and we said, okay, because they also work with really big companies. And we said, okay, let's try with a small company with like a local small client. And immediately they got like amazing feedback, like totally unexpected, like it worked really well. And we were like, this is great. As they develop more, it's just going to explode, because people really react very well to offering feedback because they work with their products constantly in the workplace. And I think it's going to make a lot of sense to their clients that, they offer this opportunity to the employees, that they can send suggestions, or also the owners, one of the owners of the business also send a suggestion to them. So really, really an amazing result. Like we were thinking it's going to take more time, it's going to take more cases, but immediately in the first case, they got a product suggestion, like a whole product idea that they are evaluating at the moment, So that was like literally, let's say the budget is like a couple of €100, they got a product idea. Obviously they have to negotiate additionally for the product idea. That's not going to go under that price, but it's just, I never saw this, it's just amazing. I think if some companies try to do this, they need to spend like billions to get there, So again, it has to do with the brand being local and trustworthy, that's also, family business, SME, etc. But really very interesting case study. We're going to try and present this at World Open Innovation Conference this year because it's very interesting as an example of an SME that is using open innovation to be more competitive against within globalization, against international competitors, etc. So then we have also an Italian, company making sustainable construction solutions. And this company, we tried to connect to partners to do what the previous two case studies did, and it's taking time. But in the meantime, we just published a lot of opportunities, asking very specific questions all the time. And sometimes there is a silence, and then out of the blue comes like a completely random, amazing suggestion, And we really, that was very surprising. We really liked that. So this is a completely different way of using it. So let's say that they're publishing opportunities and they're promoting this idea, and then not even as a reply to an opportunity, just a message through our system suggesting a completely new use of their product. That's very important for sustainability. And the reward was 250 euros, and that's it, you know. And the CEO was like, wow, this is like 10 out of 10, you know. So this is an example of that kind of randomness that we would like to happen. And we researched who it was. It was another engineer from a completely different industry. So there was no research done on contacting this person. We don't know who this person is. So this person just showed up out of the blue. Was, you know, they liked the OpenInnovation.me. They found this company. They got interested in products and just wrote like a page-long description of how the product can improve sustainability in a specific case, which was unknown to this company. And that was a 250 euro reward, and that was paid. I mean, just like a small case, strange case, but I think really the core of open innovation, what we are trying to do. You know, obviously we want to maximize this, but this already is like a really nice example. The point is, we always try to imagine if company wants to do this, if they try to force it, how much it would cost and how difficult it is. Because when it happens freely, just because the company is open and just randomly without any effort is happening, that's one thing. But when a company actually tries to do that, then it becomes very difficult and the cost can drastically increase. So that's always that, how much control, because the more you control, the costs are drastically increasing in every aspect. Even maybe you get a lot of innovations, then you have to process to find that little gem like this. And here it just happened effortlessly, you know, and it's amazing. You know, it's kind of the whole idea of this. I just have to say that this company has a really strong innovation culture. You know, like I analyzed a few years ago how much they use open innovation even without us. You know, because the CEO, who is also head of design, is just has a specific way of thinking, which is quite unique in a positive way. And I think that in my estimates, for 25–30% of revenue comes from innovating, you know, with others, because they have a large product portfolio. Also, technology, the way they produce products, they're not, you know, electronics based or moving parts. They're just, you know, plastic mold, but it's just how you use the products and how you design them, and so therefore they can have a high innovation rate. You know, they can launch 2 or 3 new products every year, and they maintain that pace, let's say about 2 products per year for, like, I think, I might be wrong, like 2 decades. So that they are, you know, that's why they have a portfolio of 40+ products with many variations, etc., and covering many different. So as each product can offer more solutions, so they have hundreds of solutions they can provide, and you know, it's just this company is very particular for us, and we really love the way it's managed from the point of view of innovation. Very innovative company, and again, that's a case of combining the technology they use and the industry they're using, and the way they understood immediately. They have to be very open, very flexible. They have to rapidly produce to compete, you know, produce new products and invent new products to compete, you know. Also, unfortunately, is a company that has some patent wars where they are in the right and the others are in the wrong, and that kind of lower their innovation rate a little bit, you know, over a couple of years, which is, I think, a huge loss for the market, you know. And you know, I just have to say that for me, this company can basically revolutionize the entire world of construction, but it's just because of the political situation in construction, etc. It's hard to use the products, but literally they have very simple products that can work anywhere in the world. Okay, then we have, this is maybe one of the most interesting case studies, where we were approached by an Italian startup in furniture, where they are furniture product, and we cannot say anything about it. It's all stealth at the moment, but their furniture is modular. You know, it can be extremely modular, and so we said, well, this is perfect for co-creation with clients, you know, with customers. So let's base the entire company on open innovation. They were like, yeah, it makes perfect sense, you know. So meaning innovating with customers, how to use the product, how to design it, how to do anything with it. And because the product is like Lego, basically it can do that. And we are working with them from day zero, and from designing the brand, the position, obviously they're designing the product, but the message, the concept around the product, and it's really very interesting, and it's I think it's a new way to do this kind of products, furniture, or a new way to see the products, where a product is immediately imagined as something flexible that has to work for customers, where customers have to be creative. Usually when people make a product and they say, this is my thing, just promote it, I want to sell it. In this case, it's like, let's make this modular thing and see how the market reacts. If they understand they can actually do many things with it, they can work with us on it, they can innovate it, they can design it, they can do whatever they want with it. And I got so excited about this that I consider this like new Italian design or something, or new style of design, where there is no concept of designer being it's me, I know how to do it, and then everybody else should worship me. But the actual designers are more engineers who understand the manufacturing and the moving parts, and they just created something that can stimulate the creativity of the customers. So a completely different way. Obviously, we're still in the step one, but I think this is going to be very interesting. Andrea, when are they planning a launch? I mean, if they say June? 6 months, it's going to be a year.
June is going to be.
Yeah, okay, it's not going to be June. So, but it just I'm very eager to announce this and to start working on this with in the market.
It's a fun project.
Yeah, and this is another great example where a company that makes energy management instruments for homes, for buildings, for anywhere where there is a huge energy use. And the way I understood it is that products are very complex, and they could do open innovation for products, but this is where they would take the usual route of high-tech innovation, like meaning they need to find an expert, target specific people, etc. However, they depend a lot on installers. Installers can tell them a lot. So they are starting to focus on installers and work with them so they can improve products for installers, meaning people who actually install their products in the homes. And this was interesting because last year we were in an open innovation cluster in Spain, me and Andrea, and they were showing us how they do. It was dedicated to making airplanes, to aero industry or whatever it's called, and there were a lot of companies making innovating engines for airplanes. Yep. And I asked, well, how important is installer feedback? Because they were talking about high tech and all that stuff and switching to other fuels, etc. And the guy was like, well, extremely important, because the most money doesn't come from selling the airplane, the engine, but from maintaining the engine. And we want to make it easy for maintenance. That's like the main thing. Maintenance needs to be very efficient, because it's actually, one thing is to make it, another thing is to maintain it over the next decade all the time. As the planes, land, they need to be fixed, checked, and everything. So installers and people who maintain and install the products are actually, I think, across all industries, extremely important. So this is a nice example of how Open Innovation.me or Open Innovation in general can be used in that way. So these are not end users, like in the first one or here, but are people who install it, and that's it. Because there are, end users are homeowners or building owners or managers. So those are and the last one, again, this is interesting. This company works for other clients making electric motors. So they already have, they co-innovate with clients extremely. They have their own manufacturing methodologies and R&D methodologies. And it's the core of their business that they have to work with their clients, who are some of the biggest companies in Europe making electric cars or using electric motors for whatever. So basically, the entire company is kind of open innovation, meaning their R&D must work with R&Ds for clients, and then they present their manufacturing capacity and suggestions from all the clients, and then they say their needs, and they have to meet their know-how and create things together. However, they wanted to use our platform, and after a while, we figured out that they can use it for a portal, you know, because portal is their most successful, let's say, digital experience or any experience besides actual consulting and delivery of products. You know, they launched it a couple of years ago, and they figured out that clients really love it, and it's very important for them. So we are definitely using, in this case, Open Innovation Me for their software innovation, you know, where they can reward people who use software on the other side. Because, you know, usually the software design, or like any product design, is like you solve first the basic problems, which are very obvious, you know, like, I don't know, order form or account management and stuff like that. And then you want to innovate beyond that. And you need to really work with users if you want to make those industry-specific niche features that really deliver value and make your company unique relative to competitors, you know. So this is where Open Innovation works well, you know. Cool. And again, we are just starting with that, you know. So general, sorry, I see a message just to see if it's okay, so suggestions. Ownership is the key to success. So it really, we work a lot that key stakeholders in our clients, meaning companies that use Open Innovation, that pay us and get the license and our consulting, they really adopt it, you know. So I mean, we do the training is the easy part, you know, making slides and talking and motivating people, but that doesn't guarantee ownership. Like, we really have to talk and work intuitively with key people, that they really feel it as their kind of, I get this, I want to use it the way I want to use it, you know. Otherwise, it's going to end up as a little secondary thing somewhere far away. And I think a lot of the case studies on Open Innovation globally, I mean, when they do it for big companies, they always seem like, okay, let's do an Open Innovation project on the side, and, you know, so we can say we do Open Innovation, just like they used to do sustainability like 10-15 years ago. Like, they really kind of did it, and then someone can call it greenwashing or whitewashing, whatever. I don't think that's the case. I think the case is that ownership was not strong, you know, and so we really care that ownership is really strong when it comes to Open Innovation project. That takes a bit more time. Sometimes companies adopt, you know, like CEOs and decision makers are traveling, they're very busy, and stuff like that. So we take time, and that's also related to our contracts, where we work on a year or multi-year contracts, and we have time to talk to our clients. So we are not there like we have 3 months to finish a project, you know. But I think this is really the key, that company adopts. If they just do a little project and then they think they actually adopted Open Innovation, and then 10 years later someone else is going to kick their ass, I mean, it's they have to really understand it deeply. Meaning, it's not a thing that you learn, it's not a mathematical formula, it's just a feeling and trust in it that it's going to work. You need to see it as a valuable thing for your clients. Again, then another thing is the whole company should be open. Our software allows that, but also that comes from the company side, meaning don't do a little project and then that's it, and then you open and close, you know, the Open Innovation. But really, should always open. You should always publish opportunities. There is always something to ask, to tell the audience, that to your clients, that you need help with, that you could, you know, use their feedback. So the whole company should be open in every aspect. Obviously, that takes time and it's a holy grail, but, you know, that's something we should work towards, you know, instead of just saying, let's do a little project, you know. Obviously, you start with a little project. The bigger the company, the smaller the start should be. You know, it's very easy for a small company to do everything, you know, because few people get excited, they like it, let's do it. In a big company, you have to start with small things and step by step. But this is the goal. Let's say they should work towards this, you know, where somewhere in the future, you know, for a big company, maybe in 20 years. I don't know. I mean, how much time it takes for companies to be sustainable? I mean, a century, maybe. Otherwise, they're not going to be around, you know. And focus on quality over quantity. So this is very important. There are studies, case studies, online research, where they keep talking about thousands, tens of thousands of submissions. This is the wrong way to approach it. We really focus on quality. Like, so far, we don't have, we were actually restricting. We don't want to have a lot of visits. We don't want to have a lot of submissions. Everything we do is kind of like, is not incognito, but we try to be open for the right people, you know, and And so we focus on quality. That's our style, you know. So if you are a huge company with a big brand, then don't start with everybody, but start with a small place, you know, and then build it up from there and gain confidence and understanding how to get quality, because quantity doesn't do anything here. Just getting 10,000 submissions, who's going to read that? That's not going to work. You need to, and also, you know, do you get more quality with quantity? In the case of that sustainable use of a product, I mean, it's just one person. That's it. Actually, that guy was a fluid dynamics manager, you know, and engineer, and then he got interested in this kind of engineering randomly. So I don't have a formula how to do that. I think we do that intuitively because we kind of like that. We like that kind of like being niche, and our clients like that. So we have a. But definitely, you know, if you do an open innovation project and you see someone's pushing for quantity, then I would be a little bit cautious, because there's going to be a marketing project, meaning that's pushing for marketing metrics like visits or something like that and data, not for actual feedback that's going to improve a business. You know, that you're going to listen to someone external and improve your business. So those are very separate things. I'm not saying marketing is bad, but I mean, consumer brands can be doing competitions and stuff to boost brand awareness since hundreds of years ago. So really, that's not, you know, open innovation. It's not opening a company. It's just giving some kind of like, hey, we'll give you 10,000 euros for a design suggestion, and there is like 1 million students doing it. That's quantity over quality. You know, that's a completely different thing from what we do. We really want the key people to trust your company, to have a good relationship with your company. Again, the benefits that we saw, always amazing top level engagement. Like, there is no better engagement than, you know, people could buy your products and they are still like whatever, they don't care about the brand. I mean, I've been working in marketing since 99. You know, how many thousands of times I sat with CEOs or managers, people saying, people buy our products, they don't know our brand, they don't care about us. You know, selling a product, making money does not equal, you know, people caring about your company or being interested in it. They just buy it because it's there on a shelf, or it's automatic or something like that. So open innovation really switches that immediately. I mean, I wish I had it 15 years ago. I would probably be a billionaire by now, because I had so many CEOs ask me, how can I solve this? I was not able to solve it before. This is like the most affordable, the best solution to engage customers, like a simple QR code with few lines of text on a product, like, because it represents trust and participation, which is what people love the most. Humans, you know, again, trust, customers trust you, you trust customers more, everybody trusts everybody. So it's a win-win situation, you know. And then there are holistic benefits, you know. So open innovation is not there only, it should not be measured in how much a product is improved or how much a product is sold. I think it has a holistic effect because of that engagement and trust element. So it's going to improve marketing, it's going to improve strategy, it's going to improve everything. Again, in small companies, all these people are together, or maybe there is one person. So when that person changes and understands the concept of innovating with people outside, that affects everything. In big companies, these departments are separate. So one department, one team of people can have a great idea, they can understand it, the other department is just doing the things as they were before. So that's a bit of a problem that needs to be solved. That's why it's good to start small and then build it up. But definitely, once everybody understands the power of open innovation, then it's going to work, you know. I mean, we have social media that's around, I think, since 2000s or even before. And I mean, there are still departments who use social media very effectively and departments that just don't use it at all. And same as for sustainability, you know. There are departments or companies that really understand it and adopt it. There are those who don't really care about it, or they're saying, okay, I should do it in 10 years or something. So it's the same as here. Small companies are going to adopt very quickly. Bigger companies are going to have, and they're going to have holistic benefits. Bigger company, you know, that takes more consulting, or just without consulting, just a stakeholder, that manager that really gets it and makes an effort to make it more holistic. That's it. Let's see how I spoke a little bit too much. Any questions?
Hi, Nicola. It's Robert here.
Hey.
As you might guess, based on some of our previous conversations, I'm interested in the interaction between a kind of open innovation that applies internally to the workforce
Yeah,
and the open innovation that you're advocating here, which is with customers and the external world. And I'm wondering the degree to which one is a critical success factor for the other.
yeah. Well, I think that when there are people in the open innovation community that apply open innovation as an internal activity in big companies, because they consider big companies kind of almost like the world in itself. So they do, when one department innovates with another, they consider that open innovation, because departments are so separated that the same strategies and effort and type and approach needs to be done as innovating with someone outside. It's the same kind of stress for them, or a new thing. So I think definitely, I think if a company, it doesn't make sense that a company is innovating with someone outside if they already haven't developed, if they are excluding their employees. That doesn't make any sense to me. The cases I listed here, none of them are multinationals that will have that problem, and they are communicating internally. And I know that stakeholders are always also in physical presence with others. They use also other systems, and they can easily communicate internally, etc. So these are companies where you have a design office and you open the door and there is a manufacturing facility. So that's the kind of clients that I was presenting here. And they really they go and talk to people who are making things, and so they have that healthy relationship. In big companies, I don't have experience developing internal or open innovation for big companies yet. I would like to have it. I'm very interested to see how that works. But I would definitely, I imagine there are companies who are using open innovation as an experiment, as a smaller project. Like, for example, Louis Vuitton did open innovation with employees a few years ago. They got like thousands of suggestions, but they used poor software, etc. So they try to do things, and they try to break those silos barriers. They can use, I think they should approach it. I think internal open innovation is the same. They should use the same approach as we use with as our software, meaning you should reward people, you should ask questions, and anybody should answer, And if a company uses our software, then all the employees can register on the other side and apply, I think when I think about it, if a company is using openinnovation.me, then that applies for all the employees,
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's the opportunity.
Yeah, but if they use, some people ask us, can you use this internally? Well, that in my mind means, anybody can register. If they're an internal employee, they should just register. The problem is only that some companies, for some really strange reasons, have rules against people doing this stuff. And that I cannot help with. So actually, we are talking here that some company has in their contract, like employees cannot do a lot of things. Like I've seen contracts like that. We've met some clients that have, in various cases, they have restrictions on their employees, what their employees can do, and that's a problem. So theoretically, just put our software and just email all the clients to, it's very simple to innovate with all the employees. They really want to do it probably, and. But I think it's more about the rules and people being a bit paranoid or scared. And we've seen that in some companies. I know you worked in KPMG, so I don't know. I don't think KPMG is like that. But some huge manufacturing companies or something, I don't know. They are not so happy to have that kind of freedom, people moving around, publicly posting stuff and things, or even internally. They're afraid. They are more comfortable with, because it's an HR thing, and HR people think a bit differently. I think they could be great. There could be the other, maybe not so great, So, yeah. So that's my impression so far. But we have never done that. We don't have a case study in that.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? Cool. Well, is that a question? Some sound. Okay. Well, thank you very much for participating. Nicola Bacchetta, thank you again for the great idea. We're going to send this as well.